Hello, I'm Sue. Welcome to my video today. We're going to look at the trace feature in the downloaded version of Canvas Workspace and also the print to cut feature of Canvas Workspace, and I'll show you the card I make in the end of it. Join me today and hopefully you enjoy the video. So I'm going to bring in a little truck to use on my card I'm making. So we go into the trace icon here on the left and image from the computer, so it's in my computer, and there he is. It's a cute little truck, and we'll go open, and I want him just to cut around the outline, so you can see that blue line traveling around the outside edge, and that looks pretty good. I'm not fussed about this little bit of white here that won't cut out, but then that's a very thin line, so I'm not really fussed about that. That's okay, and it's gone right around here. So you can make adjustments. This is paste the image onto the drawing area, so that means it's going to put it onto Canvas Workspace. There's the image, and I'm going to trace the outer edge only. If you drop that down, you have a choice of trace by color. If you trace by color, it looks like that, which is too many bits. I don't want, that's not what I want. I just want the outside, outer edge only. And that's just perfect. And you can adjust by colors here. You can change the coloring. However, I'm pretty happy with how that is right now, so I'm going to go with that. And I've got the preview and looks good. Okay, so that's going to bring in, it's brought it in really big, because you can see there's my mat size and there's the truck. But that's okay. We'll just grab the corner handle and scale it right down, and scale it right down. Now, I've actually completed this already, and my shape that I'm going to put it on for the card is this one here. So that's the size of the piece of the card that I'm going to bring it in on. So already you can see that is still way too big, and so I'm going to bring it down to about there. And you can see that this is the group that I'm working with. This is what I did previously. So just the same. So I'm just following the same steps. And I am going to also cut some text out up there, but it won't come out of that card. It'll come out of a different card. So I'll just hide that again. I'm not ready for that. I just want to size this. I'll put the text back on so you can see. I just want to size this little truck so it's going to fit my design, which is pretty good about now. I'm going to hide all the bits I don't want to cut this pass, and what I want to do is change my mat size, because I'm going to use the print to cut feature, and change my mat size down here in the bottom right selection. This is the downloaded version of Canvas Workspace, and change it to A4, because I'm going to print it on A4 card. And what I'm also going to do is up here on the left in the premium is show registration marks. Now this is only available if you have purchased the print to cut activation feature, and it pops these registration marks in, and your ScanNCut will read them. So you can put this design anywhere on this paper that you would like, as long as the actual design does not go on the registration marks, because those registration marks will print. And what you do is you go up to File and Export PDF, and I only want the image only this time. You can do all visible layers. So if you wanted to cut it out by hand, maybe, I don't know why you would, but just say you did and you wanted this piece here in as well, it would print that line around it as well. So if you wanted something else, you'd do all visible layers. Even though it's a cut line, it would still show it as a print. I don't want that, I just want the truck. So export PDF, image only, and you can see that's where I've saved it previously. So I won't save it again. From that point, you go and to your design, and I'll just bring this on screen. That was the design there, and you open it up in your program, whatever program. I'm using Adobe Reader at the moment, and you can see the registration mark there. I'll just make this a little bit smaller, just trying to work out how to keep it on my in my recording area, but also just move it up a little bit, that'd be right. So we'll just make this smaller. There we go. So you can see it. I mean, not quite that small. And move it up a bit better. There we go. So I've got it in the screen. And you can see it's got the 4 registration marks. So it'll print them, and we just send it to the printer like you normally would. I've got it on fairly good printing, so quality high, and print it out. When you get it to your machine, you also need to put it in your machine the same way as printed. And now I'm going to export this to the machine to cut. Now the error, you'll see, no, it's not really an error, but you will see that there are 2 parts to this little shape here. This one where it's a cut shape, and this one which says image. So I'll just move one. You can see that that's the cut shape and that's the image. So I'll just undo that move so it goes over. And when you send it, so that's those 2 pieces there only on the mat. I've got these other pieces hidden because I've already cut those ones out. That's the back and that's the front and all the pieces. So I've already started cutting this card out. But when you go to send this to the machine, so export FCM, and you'll get this message. So it's like an error message, but it's just a warning. And it says the objects have been set as hidden and not available to export. So that's these ones over here in the right on the layers panel. Those ones there. So they're not going to be sent to the machine because they're hidden. They've had the little hide eye, so it hides them. Then it also says the image data will not be exported or transferred with the cut data. Now what that means is that this image data here, the truck, the picture of the truck that says image, is not going to be transferred to the machine because the machine is a cutting machine, so it only has cut files. So all that's being sent to the machine is this shape. So this image here I've printed with using the PDF. So I've just printed the PDF like you would normally any old PDF with the registration marks, and will be shown on the screen, and just follow the prompts. So that's the error message. Often you'll get this error message, image data will not be exported, because you've got a picture on there. You might have used that to design the card or whatever you're designing. It will not send an image. Anything that says image over here on the right will not go to your machine and transfer. So you just send it, or you can send it up here this way to your workstation and USB. So you retrieve the data. I've placed that printout that I've printed out through my printer on the mat with the registration marks. Bring in your design that you've sent from Canvas Workspace. Doesn't look much, does it? So you can obviously save it, delete it, do whatever you want with it there, but go OK. And this steps you into the registration marks. So it's telling you now that you need to put your registration marks with that line at the top, which I've done. So you can't sort of print it one way and then flip the design around when you get to your machine. It needs to stay in the same direction. It does go through steps in here on what to do, making sure the lines of the registration mark facing the machine, etc. So you can read that as you go along. Go OK. And then you can select cut, in this case cut, and that's the cut line that I'm going to cut out, that little truck. Make sure your half cut's off because that's always important, and go start. So it will scan the registration marks. I'll just see if I can shift the camera a bit so you can see. So it scans those registration marks, there they are there on the corners, and off it goes cutting. It's going to be about a minute. So it's doing its depth check, and it will take seconds to cut this. And I have to say, I tried tracing this in a couple of other programs because I wanted a traced image of this, and Canvas Workspace actually worked the best out of all that I tried. So I wish I'd just tried that first. Would have been much easier. And check that it's cut through okay, and look at that, beautiful. Expand the mat a little bit, and there's our cutout. How easy was that? Okay, so we're going to glue this. So what I've done is just used my ruler, and I have popped a very light pencil line along here so I can align these letters up properly. Often you can pick them up with a bit of transfer tape. However, my mat was very sticky today, so that wasn't a good option for me today. It is an option if your mat's not too sticky. And I'm going to speed this up because this is going to take me forever, but you get the idea. All right, so we're going to put these bits here on. I'm going to raise both of them. So 5, that will go on there. I might glue this one down actually, so it glues on. So we'll put this on with foam tape, so it gives it a bit of a lift, so it copes with being a little boy handling it. We'll put the 5 on. I think we'll put the 5 on straight, or as straight as I can anyway. All right, so we've got the front piece of the card ready. So now we are going to do the interesting bit. We are going to put the pop part in the card. So what I'm going to do is glue this side first, and in the center there, so the 2 fold lines are the same, and we've got it about in the middle, and I'll press it down. Okay, and what I'm going to do is bring this piece over the top. So we've got the pop, and then we're going to put this bit on the front, put that in the center, and there's a happy birthday. I'm going to write in that bit there. All right, hope you like that tutorial. See you next time for my next video. Bye.